Mike's RT blog, date December 21st, 2009. Alright, winter solstice, shortest day of the year. Alright, 4 days away from Christmas. Now, for this blog, we're going to start off on a solemn note. I got word that as of December 16th, Roy E. Disney has died from stomach cancer. He was at a hospital in Newport Beach, California. His death had occurred 43 years and 1 day after Walt Disney had died. In addition, he died exactly 12 years after his aunt. And 4 days before the 38th anniversary of his father's death. Do I see a theme here? He was 79 years old. He was cremated and his ashes were scattered at sea. Now, there is some significance with this man. Born January 10th of 1930. He was a longtime senior executive for the Walt Disney Company. He had done 2 Save Disney wars. The first one being in 1984. He resigned as an executive on 1977 due to disagreements with corporate decisions at the time. He claimed that he felt creativity in the company was not going anywhere interesting. He also resigned from the board in 1984, which occurred in the midst of a corporate takeover battle. He did return to the company as vice chairman of the board of directors and head of the animation department. The second one was in 2003 going to 2005. He had a struggle with CEO Michael Eisner. He had resigned again and established the website SaveDisney.com, intended to oust Michael Eisner and his supporters from their positions and revamp the Walt Disney Company. March 3rd, 2004, at an annual shareholders meeting, a surprising and unprecedented 43% of shareholders, predominantly rallied by former board members Roy Disney and Stanley Gold, voted to oppose re-election of Eisner to the corporate board of directors. Now that convinced Disney's board to strip Eisner of his chairmanship and he gave that position to George J. Mitchell. They did give Eisner's detractors what they really wanted, which was his immediate removal as chief executive. As criticism of Eisner intensified in the wake of the shareholder meeting, his position became more and more tenuous, and on March 13th, 2005, Eisner announced that he would step down as CEO on September 30th, 1 year before his contract expired. Roy had rejoined the company as a non-voting director and consultant. They agreed to shut down their website, and that went offline on August 7th. Some of Roy's works include on the initial VHS release of Snow White. He hosted a mini documentary chronicling the process made by his uncle and the Walt Disney Company. He had held a position of trustee to the California Institute of the Arts. He voiced a cameo of himself in the animated show Disney's House of Mouse, where Mickey had accidentally sent him an angry fax meant for Mortimer Mouse. He was the executive producer of the multiple network anti-drug program cartoon All Stars to the Rescue, which was back in 1990. And he was an executive producer of the documentary Morning Light. So, yeah, there's a lot of information on him, and quite unfortunate for this to happen. And of course, I will be working for the Walt Disney Company in exactly 30 days. So I'll be heading down to Lake Buena Vista, Florida soon. Now, the other night, I decided to do a little bit of searching for what's been going on at the Walt Disney World Resort. What I did find out is that if you remember back in, was it June or July? I can't remember. Where we had that monorail crash. I did find out that they've retired the purple and pink colors, the two monorails that crashed into each other that day. Now, what they have done is that they've taken the two undamaged parts of each of the trains and put them together and made a new color, which they called it teal, which is kind of a light blue, and they've put the white delta. Now, the reason why they put those deltas in is because they have colors that look similar to each other, so they put those deltas in to tell them apart. Now, one of the sections at the Magic Kingdom, Mickey's Toontown Fair, it's been called many things. It was created as Birthday Land, Star Land, but the area is soon going to be demolished to make way for the Fantasyland expansion, which is expected to be completed in 2013. And for those of you that don't know, there is a Four Seasons hotel that's going to be completed soon. What else do we got? Now, earlier this year, they completed the Bay Lake Tower, which is right beside the Contemporary Resort. Now, as of right now, it is the most expensive for the Vacation Club. And they're selling some of the rooms, believe it or not. They were approved to have an initial sale of 75 units, with the Kingdom Tower ultimately containing 281 timeshare units. But it does not state when they'll actually begin selling units. It only says that they can do so. But there's information on that. You can find it on Wikipedia. There's a very short article on that.